Good morning, Heart and Soul. So we just completed our summer school for 2025. And if I say so myself, it was a powerful experience. So I am working on, I feel like in 4 weeks, we packed so much in, and we had layers of it, not only. In addition to packing it in, we had to layer it to get it all squoze in. So I am working on maybe what looks like in my heart right now 3 or 4 parts, a workshop so that we can continue some of that work. So just stay tuned. I'm doing my best to get it together. It's something that would happen probably the end of September or in October. So just stay tuned for that. I am see my saying it aloud also puts anchors it in as well. So let's just know that that is happening. But what I love is that session actually dropped anchor in this notion of taking a deeper dive from the inside out, which of course supports what we have been doing here on Sundays and what will be happening beginning in September, mid-September, specifically September 23rd, we are offering the Essential Earnest class. And so that, of course, gives us a deeper dive into the founder of I almost said Heart and Soul Center Alive, the founder of the Science of Mind principles and the Science of Mind principles. So that will be for 8 Tuesdays, September 23rd through November 11th from 6 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. And it's offered on a love offering basis. The exception to the love offering basis is if you would like to have a certificate, which means that we must keep a record of your having taken this class for credit if you would choose to have a record of that credit. And if you want that, then it's a $100 would be the tuition. There's some bookkeeping required of us, long term, and we must share that with Centers for Spiritual Living. So if you want a certificate, it's $100. If that doesn't matter to you forever, then it's on a love offering basis, and we're not blending any of that. There's no coming back later. That's make the decision, and then we'll get on with it. Yes? It's going to be a good time no matter how you choose to take it. Here's what I really am. I can hardly wait myself. This notion of dying well. Because we're all going there at some point, and none of us knows exactly when that is. So there's something very powerful around consciously and intentionally placing ourselves in a situation where we will have the kind of information that supports us in setting an intention for living and dying well. Is that not a powerful invitation? To live and die well. Yes, we have choices. So this afternoon at 3:30, we will be screening the film, and then afterwards there's a panel discussion, a panel dialogue Q&A, and it will include our Heart and Soul chaplains, Robert Williams, who is the senior chaplain for Heart and Soul, and Brenda. Brenda, say it? Chenault. I was going with it doesn't matter what I was doing. Brenda Chenault is our other Heart and Soul chaplain who will also be a part of the panel as you see there. Yes, it's going to be very beneficial. Very beneficial. Yes. My sense is that there's some of y'all who might be thinking, I got time. And you probably do. You just want to use that time wisely. And so I'm just suggesting that you really consider being here at 3:30. It's going to be powerful for whomever is in the room, and it's only available in the room, by the way. And if you're in the room, what I know for sure is that you're going to support someone in your family, in your friend circle, in your life, with knowing something more about making the kinds of decisions that make a difference for you and for your family. Every minister who has done grief work or has sat with families, there's always an aftermath. And sometimes, just know that this is beneficial. It's beneficial. Get here. Be here. 3:30. Yes? Yes. So look, this workshop that keeps working me, that's what's really happening about doing this, is born out of this idea that I've been sharing, which is that there is a divine reality that the shorthand for it is God is good. Now, if this were really my church and tribe, there'd be something y'all would say. So, okay, all right, y'all. I got scared there for a moment. I'm like, is this a time warp, Twilight Zone kind of moment? Okay, God is good. Yes, so this is our shorthand for divine reality. But in divine reality, in our human experience, we have our own personal reality that doesn't always 100% of the time, 24/7, 365, match up with divine reality. We have our moments which are powerful and transformative. And a lot of the time we're living in our own personal reality. And I want to spend our time sharing with you how we form our current and our desired reality. See, this is why the film is important, because somewhere in here we have a desired reality about living and dying well. And so we're bringing it up to a conscious level so we can see what's required of us in order to have that as our realized, as our reality. Yes? So today, I thought I was moving on, but last week, my apologies, because I ran through some stuff so fast that it made me dizzy. And so it occurred to me that I don't have to do that. The timetable I set for how I would deliver it is my timetable. Y'all didn't even know until I start telling you. And then I start racing to keep up with this thing that I set. And so I just talked to me and I said, so what? I can do this thing kind of how I want to do it. So I'm kind of stretching it out a little more. Thank you. Thank you. So look, we're going to begin with, we're going to skip back just a bit. We're going to tag back to my beliefs. William James offers us this. He says that believe, a verb. Believe life is worth living, and your belief will help create that fact. Now, some of us have in our history, I've shared with you before that I'm someone who has come through actually 2 suicide attempts in my youth. And in those moments, you see, I didn't have a belief that life is worth living. And everyone who has a belief that life is not worth living is not necessarily suicidal or moving along that way. That's just how it ultimately kind of manifested for me. And yet, not so strongly that I'm not here. It's not like a cliffhanger, is it? Did she or didn't she? It's pretty clear how it all worked out. Yes? Yes. And what evolved for me was a shift in how I was in life. how I was attached, connected to living and having and knowing that not only could I, but I could shift how I was living, my experience of living. Is that making sense? Because what I learned in that, just across decades, is that I really have the power, the innate power, not a power that I gained later. I just simply came to recognize that I have the power to choose. That during that time that I felt so put upon, that I made up that I did not have choices. And that's where a lot of people, even right now, based on who are cued into the news media and the social media, and the list goes on. You know, folks who have less of a centered awareness, less of an active, tapped into divine guidance. Everyone is tapped in on some level and to some extent and has an experience of the divine. Now, awareness is where the question is. The degree to which one is aware of the, oh, I'm not talking right now, am I? We'll work it out. We'll work it out. Whew. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. Oh, so the degree to which, in any given moment, the degree to which we can recognize that in addition to our own self-talk, in addition to others' talk that we now have translated into our self-talk. Do y'all know what I mean by that? Yes. So our self-talk didn't always originate with us. Now, some of it did. Some of it we made up, and then we stamped it, and now we just rubber stamp it. But some of it we got from other places. Some of it is generational. Some of it is historical. Some of it is just made up, plain and simple. And we don't know where it came from or how or any of that, but we've bought into it. So we've accepted it. Concurrent to that, simultaneous to that, is divine guidance. It is always present. So the question is, in any given moment, what are you hearing? Because it's up to you. What are you hearing? No, that's not really the question. Sorry, let me get back over here. I'm erasing that. The question is, what are you listening to? Listening is not the same as hearing. That may be important as well, but that's not what I'm talking about. What are you listening to? That becomes the question. Because for some of us, where divine guidance is concerned, we're like, shut up. Because I got this. I'm doing something else right now. Don't act like you don't know. Don't act like you don't just turn on divine guidance, and at a moment, if it keeps it up, you're like, hold up. Look, didn't I tell you? I'm not doing that. So it's not that we don't have an awareness. It's a question of our willingness to listen and our engagement once we acknowledge and accept our listening. Yes? Yes. So that's what's before us around this notion of believing that life is worth living, believing that it's almost like a fill in the blank, believing that whatever it is, you would fill in right there. Yes? Maya Angelou is credited with having said, "It is the belief in a power larger than myself, more expansive than I, and other than myself, which allows me to venture into the unknown and even the unknowable." She's saying you're going to have to do something more than you. Your best idea, as good as your best idea is, does not shore up to what's available for us. See, I think she's talking about the distinction the distinction of divine reality to our personal reality. And the way that I try to communicate that is by uppercase and lowercase. Divine reality being uppercase, indicating permanent, consistent, always, in all ways. And then our little personal reality is lowercase r, because some do, some don't. On a get Monday, yeah. Sunday morning, not so much. Because that's us. We're in and out of whatever it is. Yes, does this make sense? Okay, good. Okay, I'm also going to get into attitude. And attitude, Wayne Dyer says, attitude is everything. So pick a good one. Yes. Didn't he say that? So simple. When you recognize that it has your attitude, our attitude, individually and collectively. So as a spiritual community, Heart and Soul has an attitude. Some would say a vibe. So let's pick a good one then. Yes? And then work to ensure that that's who and how we are in any given moment. Yes? Winston Churchill, says it this way: attitude is a little thing that makes a big difference. Yes? So look, in any given day, just for drill, what if you had an attitude that this day, any given day, and specifically this moment, this day, is a day of grace? What if, just for drill, what if you right now just leaned into this notion of a day of grace? May this be a day of grace. And then look, here's the way Dr. Valerie Joy Fidmount wrote it. When we look upon each face, may we see with grace. That's an attitude. Come on, Valerie, tell them about it.
Sorry, I didn't wait for you. I have to say, when I look at the news, when I read the news, this song is relevant for me. Is this better? Can I see with grace? Can I look at the news and I look at certain people in the news opportunity. May this be a day of grace. May this be a day of grace. When we look upon each face, may we see with grace. May this be a day of grace. May this be a time of grace in this country that we choose to lead. May this be a time of grace. When we look upon each face, may we see with grace. May this be a day of grace. Can I sing it one more time? May this be a day of grace. May this be a day of grace. When we look upon each face, may we see with grace. May this be a day of grace. Can you sing that with me? Just that. Grace. Now stay on that note. Look on the inside, choose your attitude.
Thank you, Valerie. May this be a day of grace. Can you feel the listening required? First of all, in order to bring that song to fruition, let me just acknowledge that that's evidence of listening, of allowing the divine to guide the lyrics, the notes, and the way that it's all put together. Thank you, Dr. Valerie Joy. For us, though, to pick it up, it requires a certain level of listening and discernment. You know, it's almost like I can see that you start out like listening, and that's like an internal thing, and then there's that moment of recognition that, wait, there's something in there, yeah? Y'all see the head move. You know what that means, that something there's a connection. So we're listening like, yeah, may this be a day of grace. And then there's a moment when you realize what grace is. You know, that it's nothing that's owed to any of us, or any of us owes to another. That it's something that is given, something that is offered us always, and then we have an opportunity with reciprocity to then offer it in a same or similar way. So there's that moment when first we're just like singing and feeling it and just listening in that way. And then there's like a moment of what that really means. Oh my goodness. If this is a day of grace, then how am I in it? Meaning, not how am I in it, like where, but how am I being in it? Am I offering grace? Am I even accepting grace? There's that as well. Do I have a relationship with this expression itself? Not just the word, but the activity. Yeah? May this be a day of grace. And my sense is there's a moment in which, and no offense, Valerie, because you've written the lyrics and it's beautiful as it is, that we start writing. And before you know it, it moves from may this be a day of grace to may this be a day of love. May this be a day of peace. And not in any particular order for all of us, but each one, someone awakens and discerns today is a day of peace for me. I know they expected me to come back with it, because that's what I'm known for. Y'all know who you are. They expecting you to need chiropractic attention after you finish doing all the things that we know you will do. Yes? But there's a moment within this listening where you shift and you say, may this be a day of peace. It doesn't matter what anybody else is doing, what they're thinking, what they're saying, where they're going. May this be a day of peace. May this be a day of acceptance. There's a lot of stuff I want that has been on my prayer list and vision board for a while, but for today's though going to be a day of acceptance. I'm going to be good with what I already got. Today is just a day of acceptance for right where I am right now. And who knows, that may spill off on some other folks, and you may find yourself accepting it, but I don't want to get ahead of myself. It's the invitation to be in a new way, in a different way. Not new, like I've never heard of this before. This is just hot off the press. No, this is old school. This is ancient wisdom wrapped up in new thought. True new thought, just so you know, has always been ancient wisdom. It's just that now we recognize and are willing to accept it and to focus and who knows, maybe even live it. ancient wisdom that maybe we just recited in the past. Today, the call is to live it. So look, during summer school, we were using in addition to my book, From the Inside Out, we were also using the 15 commitments of conscious leadership. And so I want to layer that in with belief. And I want to start almost at the end with commitment number 14, which is win for all. And I'm starting here because the last line of the 7-stanza CSL Global Heart Vision, the very last stanza is, we envision a world that works for everyone and for all creation. So right in the midst of kind of who we are and what we're envisioning. Now, vision is different than living. So I'm not saying that CSL is an organization. I'm not saying that Heart and Soul as an organization. I'm not saying the individuals within those organizations are specifically envisioning a world that works for everyone and all of creation. But it's a bit of a grappling hook. It's a bit of, I wonder who we'd be if we didn't say it. Who would we be if we didn't even have that as an idea? I don't know. I know we have some work to do. And so maybe a part of that work can be supported by the 15 commitments, where we find commitment number 14 is, I commit to creating win for all solutions. Win for me, win for the other person, win for the organization, win for the whole. An attitude and an intention that everybody wins. Now, there's a part of me that in saying that could just lay down out here. Could just like fall right out and be like, what? What would the world be if we had a day of grace that included a win for all? A vision that the world can work for everyone. Now, some of us have had just enough birthdays to be like our elders were. Some of y'all, and I'm just talking to those who can really get here, because they used to get on our nerves when they would say, just live long enough. And we'd be like, no, it ain't gonna, no. And now it's the 60s, now it's the 70s, now it's the 80s, it's the 90s. It's not like, just live long enough. If you are blessed to live long enough, you'll see. So I have had just enough birthdays to legitimately stand before you and say, just live long enough. Just live long enough to know that not only is it possible, but that the seeds are already planted. But as Scripture says, there's need for workers in the field. The seeds have already been planted. But there is a need for workers, for those who are willing to believe, those who are willing to stand for, those who are willing to get their hands dirty and their shoulders weary and their elbows all up in it, the ones who are willing to ensure that some of these outcomes. See, what I believe is that whatever is happening, part of it is a pop quiz. Part of it, and I don't even know who would, what song it was, Suzette, that we would dance to, and the question would be, how low can you go? But I think that there's another application for it. I think there's a universal test question. How low can you go before you'll be outraged? I don't mean outraged so that you cry and whimper, I mean so outraged that your foot goes down and you say, not another further. Not another further. I don't care who, I don't care where. Not another further. Ask somebody what that means. So look, this notion of above the line. Let me start with below the line though, because I think we have some familiarity with the below the line in this instance. So let's start here where we already know, where some of us, it's not anything we say out loud. We haven't written this in our journal. It's not an affirmation that we're sharing with others online. This is what's kind of written on our heart in some way, shape, or form. I commit to seeing life as a zero-sum game, creating win-lose solutions for whatever issues, problems, concerns, or opportunities life gives me. This is what we started out. This is that response, that reaction to a sense of depression, a sense of apathy, a sense of, it ain't worth it. A sense of, it ain't gonna make no difference. So we're already familiar with us separating ourselves out, with our being okay with not being in the fray, or being okay with not even praying about it regularly. Okay, yeah, I did. Write me about it later. But I mean that. Not even for the ones who would say, well, I'm praying about it. But are you really? I mean, are you really praying about it like you pray about what you really want, what you're really committed to? Are you praying about it like that? And it's not that I'm not sneaking. And back in the day, folks, a few people would say, do you live near me? Are you tapping how do you know? And I don't know consciously. Spirit knows, and you see Spirit use me. There's something about this that is not a secret. If we were really praying about it, we'd see some difference. And then we know the axiom, pray and move your feet. But I'm not saying you're there. I mean, I don't know what the sequence is. I just know at some point it requires all of it. You know, in February and in March, because February was Black History Month and then Women's Month, and I probably took it into April too, but I was doing my best to give some examples. Because don't act like this is the first time. Don't act like this, ain't it awful? And it just, don't try me. Because there's a whole history. Didn't we? We spent some time with Fannie Lou Hamer, standing, and sometimes stretched out, meaning at the effect of having been beaten, whatever it takes. And now I know, having said beaten, I've lost some people because they're not willing. But I'm just saying, I don't know. I don't know what it takes. Just the other day, I don't even remember who I was with. We were in the car, and I'm not in Berkeley that often, around Berkeley High School, which used to be the hangout. I grew up in Berkeley, and I attended Berkeley High School. So that was like decades of that being the center of my life. And even as a young adult, I continued to live in Berkeley. So it was central to, everything. And we were just down there just a couple of days ago, it seems. And it's all so different. And some of us were talking about, like, the park is now fenced off. And whoever we were talking about having protested in that park, and it reminded me that I spoke from Berkeley City Hall. Berkeley City Hall isn't even where it was then. There's still, the building is there, but I remember speaking against the war in Vietnam from the City Hall steps. And Maybe it has something about being young and I don't know. But what I know is we're going to have to do something more. We're going to have to do something more than post on social media. And I'm not mad if you're posting something that's beneficial, that supports us in knowing something more. I'm not criticizing at all. I'm still saying we're going to have to do more than post. We're going to have to do more than sit in service. We're going to have to do more than take photos of the slides and take notes. We're going to have to do more. This requires more. And I've often said, everybody doesn't have to march. Everybody, because somebody's going to have to pay for the signs. Somebody's going to have to help with transportation. See, I'm brilliant in my own way, but I know this is true because historically, there were the folks who got together to get the food together. There were the folks who got together to get the transportation together. There were the folks that got together to make sure the bail money was there. There were the folks who got together to make sure that the folks who got beat up and cracked up, that they would have the kind of care that would have them live to tell it. Yes? So there's something for each and every one of us to do. This win for all is calling us into a level of personal and collective engagement. So look, that's below the line. Below the line is this idea that I just sit this one out. Below the line is that it's a win-lose. I can't risk it. It's from that kind of is this making sense, y'all? Yes. Okay, good. So above the line, though, same situation happening, same time on the planet, above the line, one is saying, I commit to creating win for all solutions. Win for all. Everybody. And look. Okay, see, I can hear right now somebody talking about how the laws are changed and what folks are doing. I need you to ask Fannie Lou. I need you to ask Miss Hamer about that, whether she waited till the law changed. I need you to ask Mother Harriet, whether she waited until somebody said, well, you're not really enslaved. There's a whole list of folks who understood that waiting for what appears to be the power that is at that particular moment, that they didn't wait for that. They instead engaged their own innate power and stood in the face of, come on, Mother Harriet, what appeared to be the law. The law was she could not leave, and if she did, whatever they chose to do could happen. And that would stop a lot of us. It stopped a lot of folks. And I'm not criticizing them. I'm instead just simply lifting up that there are those who have proven that they could live to tell it. Now, none of them said it's going to be easy, though. None of them said that standing for something more is going to be easy, going to be cakewalk. Nobody said that. They didn't make it look like that. But something within them didn't just get a chair and sit down. Whatever the issues, problems, concerns, or opportunities life gives me, the commitment is that I will make sure that I commit to it being not just win-win, but win for all. Y'all got this? Yes. This is something we can do. Now, I don't know how to do it, but I didn't know how to do what I'm doing right now. The idea is to show up. That's what I do best, is just show up anyway. The little girl who stuttered, now you just show up anyhow. Keep on talking. People going, oh, please don't. But I got something to say. Spirit is, there's a lot of times I don't want to come in here. This message isn't the one I wrote. And I used to have more ego. I used to sometimes just force what I wrote on y'all. And Spirit and I would kind of duke it off. I'd be like, leave me alone. Just leave me alone. I spent all weekend and the week before on this. I got some stuff. I did some slides. And I'm getting better and better with allowing divine guidance to have its way. And on some level, I think I'm modeling it. Some of y'all have told me that I'm not the same. This isn't how I am, that you know when Spirit has hold of me. And that's cute, but do you know when Spirit has hold of you? I mean, it's cute that you recognize it here. But the real payday, ain't no extra points for seeing it in me. The real payday is seeing it in you. Seeing it in you and being with it, in it, as it. Allowing it. And here, look here. I'll be the first to say it's probably not something you want to do. At least it isn't for me, because Lord knows I would not have chosen this. I have told you the little trickeroony that got me into ministry. I thought I was hanging out with a friend taking classes. He didn't even take the class. And it scared me so because I recognized it as Spirit. Such that when I graduated, when I completed the training, I couldn't even ask him before that. And I said, why did that whole thing happen? He said he didn't even really know. And I was the only one he had sent that letter of reference to. Because when I got his letter of reference for him to enter ministerial school, I completed it, but it excited me. And I thought, he gonna be going and I'm gonna wish I had. Because he going to be calling me, talking about stuff they reading and doing. I'll be buying books and getting no credit. He said, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to surprise him. I'm not even going to tell him. Because I have that in me. I'm like the little trickster part. I'm like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to be there the first day and I'm going to go in a little late. I'm going to go in a little late. And he, literally, the thing I said to me, he's going to wet his britches. When I walk into the class, but it's going to be on, because this was my study buddy. This was my study buddy, and I thought, oh, we're going to turn it out. And when the registrar called me to say, how can I reach him? I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean, how can you reach him? You have his application. She said, no, the only thing we have in his file is your recommendation. The hair on the back of my neck stood up. And I said, you know what? I had been accepted at that point, and I was to enter in the fall. I said, I have to enter early. I said, I have to enter as soon as you can get me in. And she was like, well, what? I said, because otherwise I may not be coming. So I entered in the summer session because I know me. If I had been allowed more time, I'd have figured out something. But I said, I need to get in here right. I know that, see, I'm modeling it all. I'm modeling Spirit, let's just duke it out then. Let's show me what you got, because I don't have to. And I'm also modeling the surrender. The willingness to be up here, because there's, I only tell that story because it's told through me. So, Neville says, if you believe in the horrors of the world, as they are given to you in the paper and on television, and I'm going to add on social media, your belief causes the horrors to continue. I really need us to get this. Because it's not, see, how did this start? It says, if you believe, not if there are horrors on the news. Come on, Mother Harriet, if people are being enslaved, if people are being beaten, if people are being not allowed to vote. I don't even need to say that out loud. The campaigns and the intentions that are being set and all of the things, do not give it your time and attention. Know what you are about and committed to. If it's a win for all, get busy. Get busy investing in that. And not a moment of, ain't it awful? He, she, they said. And I'm not saying don't be informed. I'm saying don't believe it. Be really, what you believe is a treasure. It's too valuable to allow your belief system to be available for every Tom, Dick, and Harry. It's too valuable for you to leave it open to. You see, that's why Neville is saying, if you believe. See, the horrors of the world are in the paper and online and on television and wherever they are broadcast. Only impact if you believe. Why? Because it is done unto you as you believe, as you are in the act of believing that. If I had, and I have it on order, magic, if I had already received it and knew how to do it, I would want to show you how belief as it happens. Now, belief is not necessarily what we say. Oh, I believe. I don't mean that. I don't mean what you say you believe. Because if what we said we believed was what we really believed, we'd be living in another world. So if I could somehow show you what happens in belief, how it changes, it's like on every level. It's a chemical, it's a cellular, it's your belief shifts everything. But it's not when you say you believe, it's when you're actually believing. See, I need the special effects to literally show you that when you are believing it, you can't even say you believe because you too in the belief. You're not telling people I believe. You are in the belief, and you're probably saying, I believe, but help them my unbelief, because there's a part of me that's not yet fully invested in it, not fully engaged in it, not fully committed to it. But the moment that you believe, it shifts. See, it shifts what you know you can do. It shifts your ability to hear and listen and understand, not necessarily fully in the moment. Many of us are out here without just knowing the first part. Just knowing show up and bring the book. Be like, okay. And then somebody sees the book. And then off you into and then they say, and then you're off in another whole. You understand what I'm saying? Nobody's pretending that you're going to get the whole laid out, that you're going to get a book in 3, 4, 10 chapters. explaining to you what all you are to do. No, baby, it don't tend to work like that. You may be special in your own way, but I'm going to say don't wait on that to come. I'm going to say get busy with the part you get, because it wakes you up in the morning, in the afternoon, throughout the day. I don't just mean from sleep. It wakes you up. Tune in. Tune in and bring the awareness. Neville says your belief causes the horrors to continue. See how powerful it is? If it can cause it to continue, if you believe in the beauty, it will cause that to continue. If you believe in peace, if you believe in equity, if you believe in love, it will cause that to continue. See, your belief is doing stuff all the time. We say it like belief is y'all, come on. I better have one lifeline out here. What's my word? I want like subtle. It's no. God. Like under the radar. We speak to it like it's not static, isn't the word. It's a S word. No, it's not. Subliminal. No, it's a word like it doesn't have energy, like it's just passive. Okay, well, it has S's in it. Passive. Static, I think was what I wanted, but passive works even better. We say belief like it's passive, but it isn't. It isn't at all. When we believe, it's active. Stuff is happening in belief. And as we believe, stuff is changing. It's shifting. It's like one of those films. We're gonna have to do some special effects. It's like one of those films that the moment, when I was a kid, we used to, we'd gather to see like time-lapse photography. And you'd see nature, just all the things just happening right there before your eyes that would take a whole season otherwise. And so it's like that something is moving in there. It's happening already at the point of belief. He says, believing the news of a shortage. You better stop that. Monitor, look carefully at what you believe. So believing the news of a shortage means that you start buying into that and start doing stuff like that's real. Yes? Blindly accepting the pressure to perpetuate what you just agreed to believe. Yes? All through Scripture, you're told to let not your heart be troubled. And yet, isn't that what we do? We just trip and carry on. To not be afraid and to fear not. And yet, that's what we specialize in. Oh, can't nobody, how you doing? I haven't talked to you for a long time. And did you hear what they said? Oh, no, stop it. Because one, it's all energy. And so you're breathing life into what you do not want. And then you're shocked when you're living in it. I am so trying to just. There are some outcomes. There are some situations and circumstances that could easily all fall under the banner of outcomes, consequences. And yet, many of us, was it the last poets? Or was it Gil Scott-Heron, who said America leads the world in shocks. Gil Scott-Heron. This notion of how quickly we are just damsels in distress. Oh, how'd that happen? And yet, we have never stopped teaching how life gets to be the way it is. I'm going to need y'all to come. Correct. We are steadily teaching how life gets to be the way it is. There is no damsel in distress response that is valid. No more being shocked. And oh my God, how did that? It happened the way life happens, out of belief systems. This ain't the talk, but I'm done here. You know what? I am so done. Let me just try to, yeah, baby. Yes, I'm done. Because look, there's a certain, let me just, yes. Where to, oh, Lord. Everything depends on our attitude towards ourselves. That which we will not affirm as true of ourselves will not develop in our lives. Ask the ancestors. Some of y'all are like, how are we going to do that? Ask the ancestors. Maybe you need to come in here and sit with Mother Harriet. Why do you think she's here? Why do you think Mother Harriet is a key part of Heart and Soul? Since the very beginning. To remind us and to engage us with steady evidence. She sits with us always, reminding us not to go for the okie doke. That the world calls whatever it wants to call it. Come on, Mother Harriet, but it ain't so, is it? Tain't so. Something else is always happening. And our opportunity is to tap in and not lose our joy in the process. The affirmation around attitude is my attitude is grounded in joy, trust, and expectancy. I'm going to ask you to say that with me. I'm going to say it. I'll ask you to repeat it. My attitude is grounded in joy. My attitude is grounded in joy. Trust and expectancy. And so I just came today to say, and I don't want to lose my joy. I'm not willing to lose my joy. Dr. Valerie Joy wrote, I'm not going to lose my cheerfulness. I'm not going to lose my faith. Now look, I'm going to ask you to stand for a moment. Because there's a certain attitude that has to go with this. Okay, so I'm going to read it, but y'all take on the attitude that goes with it. I'm not going to lose my joy. I'm not going to lose my cheerfulness. I'm not going to lose my faith. Look at here. I'm not going to lose my peace of mind. Because God is good all the time. Dr. Valerie Joy Fitmont.
Say, I'm not gonna. And I don't wanna. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna lose my joy. I'm not gonna, and I don't wanna. I'm not gonna do it, and I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna lose my joy. I'm gonna do that again because I don't wanna do it. And I'm not gonna do it. I don't wanna do it, and I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna lose my joy. I'm gonna do that again so you can sing it. I don't wanna do it. And I'm not gonna do it. I don't wanna do it, and I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna lose my joy. No, no, no. I'm not gonna lose my cheerfulness. I'm not gonna lose my faith. I'm not gonna lose my peace of mind, 'cause God is good all of the time. And I gotta say, I don't wanna do it. And I'm not gonna do it. I don't wanna do it, and I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna lose my joy. No, no, I'm not gonna lose my forgiving heart. I'm not gonna lose my hope. I'm not gonna lose it when the going gets tough, 'cause God is always lifting me up. So again I say, I don't wanna do it. The joy of the Lord is our strength, and I'm not gonna do it. I don't wanna do it, and I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna lose my joy. I don't wanna. You can't make me lose my joy. Nobody can make you lose your joy but you. Yep. I'm not gonna do it. And I don't wanna, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. No matter what, I'm not gonna lose my joy. Say this. I'm not gonna lose my joy. You say it. I'm not gonna lose my. Say it again now. I'm not gonna lose my joy. Do you really mean it? Say it with passion. I'm not gonna lose my